Hello, and welcome back to another one of Zug's guides on Broadside Gaming. And I hope you've liked my previous guides, and if you have, here is another one for you. And also, please like, subscribe, and ring the little bell for notification. It really does help us, guys. It really, really helps. So, today I'm going to be doing a beginner's guide on Saltzpyre. He is he's on par with my favourite between, Kruber and him. I wouldn't say I have a favourite, but I thought, let's do another one. So, today we're just going to be going over a few basics of Saltzpyre and the kind of setups you can use as a beginner, and some of the little tips and tricks with them. So, let's get into it. So, first of all, Saltzpyre. I'll be doing it on the Witch Hunter Captain now because it is the first iteration of Saltzpyre you'll encounter. It's also my favourite iteration of Saltzpyre. I absolutely love the Witch Hunter Captain, more so over his two other careers. So what we'll do first is we'll have a quick look at the weapons, and as always, in the early stage game, even up until Legend, all the weapons are pretty viable. They're pretty good. I'll just show you the ones that I lean towards, and I'll explain why. So, the rapier is one of my favourites. It's really good because Saltzpyre has a really nice thing. Actually, I'll show you the actual text for it. It's probably easier. Eternal Guard. No light attack block cost from frontal attacks. So, if you've got a horde in front of you, all the little shitty Skaven, you block and just keep looking at them, and they shouldn't be able to break your guard. So it's really nice for just being able to get a horde in place, sort of push it back, and then start swinging. You lay into them. And also, with the rapier, you've got a special attack on it. The special ability, I think it's usually bound to mouse button 4, but I've changed mine to C just for ease of use. And the special ability on the rapier is you have a little pistol with you. So it's always good for having a bit of a stab, jump back, put a shot in someone. Also, when you've run out of ammo, which happens occasionally, it means you can still try and plink away at Blightstormers, life leeches, anything you really want. But as you just saw there, a few of the numbers pop up. This is where the rapier shines. It's really good for horde clear. Damage doesn't look that great, but heavy attack. Straight to the head. Heavy attack headshots on Legend. You will be wrecking Chaos Knights and Storm Vermin and anything in super armor really. Just always aim for the head. So yeah, the rapier is really nice. It's a bit tricky to get used to when you're first starting out because it feels a bit flimsy, but it is very, very good. So I'm not going to do this for all the weapons. I'm just going to show you some of my favourites that I've been using quite a lot recently. Right, the falchion. This is one I fall back to a lot because in the current patch, well, at least in the last patch, it's just really good for dealing with heavy armor. So let me just quickly grab you one of these. Plonk that down there. So heavy attack on a Storm Vermin, you can pretty much take his head straight off. And even on Gnolls, it's a very nice weapon. Very quick to block. Lovely, lovely, lovely dodge range on it. Which is something you are going to have to learn. I know I've made a video specifically on blocking and dodging. But with Saltzpyre, you really have to master the block and dodge. So it's shift, sorry, that is a direction, so D, A, and space. Shift left, shift right, shift back. It's I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to try and master that. It will keep you alive in just so many situations, especially being able to dart round packs of enemies. So yeah, that's the falchion. Another weapon I quite like and tend to use quite a bit is the billhook. It's very good for getting headshots, and it's got really nice horde clear on it. But even more useful, it's the special attack again. He staggers. Even Chaos Knights stagger them. With the extra action button for me, which is C, for you will probably be mouse button 4. But you can change that in the settings. So, that's the weapons, and now one of the most, well, the most important thing, tagging. As the Witch Hunter Captain, you want to be tagging everything. I can't remember what the actual original key was. I've bound it to Shift, because I play the Witch Hunter Captain a lot, and Shift is just a very nice key for it to be. So, tagging enemy, you might not know what that means. Witch Hunter Captain. Tagged enemies take an additional 20% damage. So that's just... You can only tag elites and specials, and monsters and bosses. So hordes, no, but basically anything else is fair game. And that's 20% damage you're giving to the entire team, not just yourself. It's amazing. And his career skill, Animosity, knocks everyone back, gives everyone lovely, lovely crit. Unless you're talented like I have. Which would be... Fervency, I've gone for. Yeah, so there's just some basics. We'll have a quick look at the ranged weapons as well. He's got some really interesting weapons. I usually bounce between the bracer pistols, which is, I would say, are slightly more difficult to use. They're very versatile, but you need to be able to make yourself space. But what they are amazing at doing is wrecking squishy and medium armoured targets. You will struggle on super heavy armour. For example, Chaos Knights, you're not going to do much to them with these. But on super heavies, that's what your main weapon's for. Lots of lovely headshots, tags, and your career skill. My favourite weapon by far is the crossbow, just because it is just amazingly quick, and it's really, really good for just snapping off shots at Blightstormers and whatever the hell else you want to shoot at, really. It's a lovely sniping weapon. But as I said, this is the basics. I'm not going to go into too much detail on all of this. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what he's got, what it's good for, and how you might want to use it. The repeater pistol, not my favourite. It's alright, it's got a few different modes. It's got like the burst mode there, or you can just tap. With this, it's usually 2 or 3 shots to down a special. It's not bad though. It's quite amusing. Looks cool. And you can almost shotgun mode them like that. I'm yet to really form an opinion on the volley crossbow. It's good. I'm just not a huge fan of it. But, you know, you might love it and be able to play with it really well. So it's just simple shots, but then also the heavy attack on it, 3 shots at once. So it's really good for if you're down a corridor, just punching through hordes. It is a really nice horde clear weapon. But for even more horde clearance, you might want to consider the Griffin Foot, which honestly, I think is one of the ugliest weapons in the game. It just looks so silly. But it's amazing what it does. It's basically a horde clearing beast, shooting 3 shots at once. I would say it's mostly for the bounty hunter, which I'm not going to get into on this video. I very rarely use the Griffin's Foot on Saltzpyre. It's one of the more iconic Saltzpyre weapons, the flail. You may have remembered this from Vermintide 1. It's amazing for breaking armour and shields. Also, it's just quite funny to use. My only problem with it is that the time it takes you, the animation to pop up for the block. But that might not be an issue for you. You might really enjoy that. So, one other thing I wanted to talk about with Saltzpyre is you're a very versatile character. God, let me get rid of them. You're a very versatile character. You've got quite a lot in your kit, a lot of things to choose from, but you are very squishy. You need to honestly learn to block and dodge incredibly well to get the most out of him. Especially if you want to be running abrasive pistols, so you'll be in the melee. Oh, there's a storm vermin coming. Back out. Put some shots into him. And because he's so squishy, the difficulty does ramp up quite high with him. But I absolutely adore the gameplay. I love it. I love playing Saltzpyre. I think he's hilarious. He gets really cool outfits. But I do always tend to go back to either the Falchion or the Accent Falchion. They're my favourites at the moment. Yeah, it's I would highly recommend trying out Saltzpyre if you haven't before, because he can fill quite a few roles. He can be horde clear and help out with sniping with the other ranged careers, which is always good because you can't always rely on your team's sniper to be able to pick everything off. It's nice to be able to tag something and just bolt it. I can show you a quick rundown of the build if you'd like. So, how you want to build your Saltzpyre, what I would recommend is trying out a few things first. And then once you've gotten used to him, check out Real with Cheese's builds. They're very in depth, and I can't do them justice here. Just talking to you, he's done such great work on it. I really think you should have a look at them. All I will say now is if you want to use the rapier, death knell. Anything else, flens. But this is a beginner's guide, so I'm not going to delve too deep into them. I just wanted to give everyone the basics of what he can do, what he's good at, and why I like him. So anyway, folks, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I will be making some more beginner's guides on the other classes and careers. If you've enjoyed the content and even watched up to this far, please like, subscribe, and please leave feedback. You know, if there's something I'm doing wrong or something you'd like to see, please comment, and I will happily mix it up a bit. So, anyway, thanks very much. See you all later.